Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to invite Dr. Frank Gardner to say a few words to the congregation.
Thank you, Nottingham, and thank you, Professor Rees, for that very well-researched oratory earlier. Very impressive. You must have dug into my background rather more than I expected. I must say, I feel, this is a tremendous honour, and I feel I've come a huge, long way being up here for somebody who got a C and 2 Ds at A-level. When I graduated, the first time round, so to speak, from Exeter in 1984, the big lie that we were told was that with a degree in Arabic, the world was our oyster. Actually, with a degree in Arabic back then, we were completely unemployable. Nobody wanted us. And what we had to learn was that we had to combine that with a skill such as engineering or computer science or accounting or insurance or banking or something like that to graft it on. So unless we were going back into academia, we couldn't use that. The world has changed, and these days, I'm delighted that Arabic and Islamic studies are taught not only at universities all over the country, but also even at secondary school level. For me, it has been a wonderful gift having Arabic, because it's been a key that has unlocked so many doors, not just professionally and academically, but more on a human basis. I found that speaking a bit of Arabic, even just a few words of it when I started out learning it on little one-week trips to Tunisia when I was an undergraduate, it just brings such a smile to people's faces. It made them really happy that somebody has bothered to try to learn this quite difficult language. It's not as difficult as it looks. I'd say probably Hungarian is far harder. There are probably plenty of people amongst your 150 languages or nationalities here that speak far more difficult languages. But I would commend anybody to go to the Middle East. And if you're going, learn a little bit of Arabic. The second thing I want to say is that I think, and I'm that the news is partly to blame for this, we get a distorted, we get a distorted view of the Middle East from what we see and read in the news, because inevitably news will report the most dramatic events, and there's usually violent events, whether it's an airstrike in Anbar province, a riot, a bombing in Baghdad, a clash in Gaza, but that's actually not, as many of you know, that's not what most of the Middle East is like. Most people in the Middle East go about their lives in a normal, peaceful way, and they share the same values that we do. So, I guess what I'm saying is, please don't be kind of fooled by watching the news that it's always bombs and violence over there, because that isn't what most people, that's not how most people live their lives. It's certainly not what most people want. And plenty of people, including myself, have been to the Middle East recently. I've been back since my injuries and had a wonderful time. And I'm lucky enough that the terrible injuries that happened to me happened at the end of 24 years of very pleasant experiences in the Middle East. So I'm able to put that to one side and say, okay, extremists did this to me. I'm not going to judge the whole region from what a few people did to me. It is more dangerous to go to the Middle East now than it was when I started going in the 1980s. There are the occasional lone nutter, like the guy in Jordan and Amman, who attacked tourists because he saw red. The red mist came over, he saw white Westerners, and he attacked them. But I think what perhaps has not been made enough of is that Jordanian shopkeepers rushed to protect those tourists, to shelter them, to put them into their shop, and to quickly grab the attacker, disarm him, and hand him over to the police. And that, to me, is what the Middle East is about. Good people doing good things. Thank you.
Well, I'd like to thank Frank for those wise and thoughtful words. I'd also like to add my congratulations to all of today's graduates across faculties of arts, social sciences, law and education. I hope you've enjoyed the occasion. I hope very much you enjoy the rest of the day with your family, friends, sons, daughters, parents. Do enjoy the day. These occasions don't come around very often. We're now at the close of the proceedings, and I will declare the congregation closed. I'd be grateful if you'd stand for the playing of the national anthem.